Welcome back to Rounding the Bases Extra Innings. Joel Goldberg, Ashley Mahoney. Check out the audio version of this podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll learn all about Ashley's company and her journey. The company is Hello Big Idea. The website, hellobigidea.com. It is time for me to ask you four final questions as we round the bases. Let's start with Jamaica. It was the game changer in your career. You go down there, you're working, you leave your teaching job. Outside of all the work, what was it like? What was the best part of living in Jamaica?
Obviously it's a Caribbean location, so the beaches are beautiful. Just across the street was like one of the 5-star beaches in Montego Bay. That's what I did. That's what I got. I got to read my books on the weekend by sitting on a 5-star beach. It was phenomenal. I think the perspective of I grew up in Johnson County. I grew up here in Kansas City. And I've never been a minority in my entire life. And I was in Jamaica, and you'd go to the grocery store and a little blonde hair girl be bopping down the aisle. They'd be like, "Are you a movie star?" No, just live up the street. In the end, Jamaica is absolutely beautiful country and a great vacation spot. It is a third world country. So living there is a very different experience. And so that's why it always being temporary to me was more digestible. It wasn't like I was moving down there forever. And so I was like, I could do 6 months in Jamaica. Who couldn't?
Right. I think I've always thought that, and we obviously can't do all of this, that we would all be better if we got to spend 6 months, a year, a few months anywhere else. Whether that be living in a completely different neighborhood. You live in the suburbs, live down in the heart of the city, go live in the Caribbean, go live in Europe, go live in whatever it is to change your perspective. And my brother years and years ago was in the Peace Corps. He lived in West Africa for 2 years, and I went and visited him. That changed me just being there for 11 days. And it was the same thing, right? I was the minority, and it was so interesting to be able to walk in the shoes of someone else, or to be able to flip that perspective around. I've got to imagine that that really changed you. Maybe you were already on that path, but to be able to have people looking at you as someone that maybe was a little bit different had to have been very powerful.
Yeah. If you haven't done it in your life, I highly recommend.
Yeah.
I think it changes your view. I think when you only stay inside your bubble, you only have that perspective to go off of, and you can't see it from another place or somebody else's shoes or another set of eyes. You can only see it from the bubble in which you exist in. And for me, travel and experiences, I'm a classic millennial. So like even at Christmas time, I don't do gifts. I want to experience things. I want to spend time with you, And so, I think that has formed my perspective on life and appreciation for people at the same time.
Okay, let's stick with that then. Second question as we round the bases, as a millennial, a proud millennial. It's a two-part question because I got a lot of information here and I got to fit them all in.
Okay.
But a millennial that is a big fan of the Lumineers, that checks a good box. I want you to talk about that. But a millennial whose guilty pleasure is People magazine, I didn't even know people buy magazines anymore. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're looking at it online. Lumineers People magazine. I'll just throw that at you.
That's funny. I don't know where you're getting this information, but it's spot on. I would travel to see the Lumineers just about anywhere. In fact, we just saw them on Coors Field this summer in Denver. That was such a cool experience. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I love their music. I don't know. It's every song is a hit to me, and I absolutely love that experience. Which is probably a classic millennial thing. I'm sure most of their audience is millennials. People magazine is, I don't know why. I subscribe to it. I get in the mail every week and I love flipping through it. Give me a cup of coffee on my couch in the morning, my me time. Yes, I enjoy that.
Okay, so people still do buy magazines and it's not just the baby boomers. So how about that?
I did help out a Girl Scout with a magazine subscription. I will admit I was like, oh yeah, future woman entrepreneur. I'll buy a magazine from you. People, please.
That's all about heart and guilty pleasure, all wrapped into one. So, and I got a Gen Xer here that would love to go see the Lumineers at some point. I haven't seen them. I listened to them, but I will. It's on my list. It's hard for me because most concerts are during the summer. Not all, but you want to go to a good outdoor venue. It's going to be during the summer, and I've got to be somewhere on an off day, whether it's home or on the road, for that to happen during baseball. But Lumineers for sure are on my list. All right, third question as we round the bases. You co-founded a company, I believe, called Shirt, SHERT. Tell me about that.
So this idea came, it was kind of a fleeting thought, and then was like, what if we put this into motion? And I am a big champion of women. I believe in that in my whole heart and soul, and I want to help other women as much as I've had so many women help me. And I had thought about putting this on a shirt, and I brainstormed around, what would we call this and everything. And so it's slowly come to life here. Hello Big Idea takes a front seat, and unfortunately Shirt takes a little bit of a back seat, but have big plans for it in 23. So
Cool.
obviously Shirt is misspelled with the word her in the middle is the idea around that. Hopefully that people see that. And like I said, my main focus has been Hello Big Idea right now, but I'm excited to dig so much more into that in the new year. So stay tuned.
I love that. I need to know about those t-shirts because I'm going to give this away now because they'll all be working on this. But everyone on my team, but there's not, I'm the only man here. So it's a great reminder. I haven't hired any men to work on my team, that I don't do any of this without the three amazing women that are doing, all of my booking and my editing and my marketing. And so shoot, now I just gave it away. I'm getting you all SHERTs next year.
Love it.
SHERTS shirts,
Yes.
So anyway, okay, I gave that secret away, but I'm going to need to do that one, I think.
I love it.
They're amazing. Last question, the walk-off. This is kind of one of my, I don't know, favorite and least favorite questions to ask, because I get asked this in my world. Who's your favorite interview? Who's your favorite this? And favorites are impossible, but I'll do it anyway. What's your favorite big idea?
My own. So ironically enough, what happens when we're working on these brands all the time is our brand goes to the back burner, right? We're so concentrated on everybody else that we don't pay attention to ourselves enough. I mean, this is just a life thing, not just a branding thing, right? You got kids, you got all of this stuff, you got work, you've got all of these things happening that we oftentimes back burner our own selves. And so we stopped doing that. In fact, my team just yesterday morning presented our entire Hello Big Idea brand strategy, our own internal work, and what that's going to look like for 23. And that's where I get fired up. Hello Big Idea is my baby. I don't think I can have, as much as my team is definitely on board, nobody's going to love it more than I love it, right? But to see what we're going to do with it, to expand upon what we're already doing, to me, I know that's selfish maybe, but it is my favorite idea for sure.
Good. Good answer. Like, that matters. Like, there's no right or wrong answer, but I like it because I wasn't expecting that. And it's good. You're right. We forget about ourselves quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We all do. It's like, whatever it is, I'm too busy to work out because I'm trying to get work done. I'm too busy to do this because of this. And so that is no doubt a life lesson there. Ashley, again, thank you so much. I want to encourage everybody to check out the audio version of the podcast, Apple, Spotify, and learn more about Ashley Mahoney, her journey, and her incredible company, Hello Big Idea. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joel.